Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm back for another video. I'm going to try to keep this going on a weekly basis, and today I want to dive into ways to heal yourself in terms of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual ways, different practices. And the first thing I'd like to put out there is the Qigong, an old Chinese traditional martial art that was used for combat purposes and now is used to more or less help individuals opening up, blood flow, reducing inflammation, just being mindful of yourself, your mental health and so forth. And I practice this Qigong, as I stated in the last video, every morning, at least for 20 minutes. And I can post a link to the video in the comment section below. The other thing is meditation on its own. Even a simple 10 minutes per day is going to alleviate so many aggravations for so many people out there. And it's nothing hard of a practice to sit there for 10 measly minutes. Devote your time to that and practice so that you strengthen your ability to quiet your mind and better handle yourself in any certain situations that may arise on the daily, right? And it just kind of puts your mind at ease. You don't get aggressive as quickly towards certain situations, problematic conflicts that may arise and so forth. So I practice that every morning, as I said before, in my morning routine. And also what's going to help a lot is earthing. Earthing is something you can do any given day, depending on the season and your location, obviously. But simply going out in the bare grass, in nature, barefoot, and just walking to reduce inflammation. And I'll send another link to express that more in depth with a guy named Clint Ober. He was one of the founders of this idea several years ago, and I can, honestly admit that it's helped me tremendously. Having ankylosing spondylitis, the inflammation disease that just riddles the body all the time, unless you try to micromanage it with different ways of, eating habits, training methods, and so forth. So earthing has proven to reduce inflammation tenfold, and it's just a good way to connect with earth and feel, one with the divine in unity. Another thing is saging or smudging, with white sage. I find that allows you to connect with the Creator, open up a spiritual connection, rid yourself of negative auras, and just an all-around good feeling, I find. Another thing that I practice on the daily, a 10-minute session of EMDR, and that's eye movement desensitization reprocessing. And what that does is takes any, it could be PTSD, it could be anxiety, it could be childhood traumas, whatever, you name it. This is going to help reset pathways in your brain to allow you to navigate, handling things differently by having a different mindset. And again, that's something else 100% hands down has helped me tremendously. I've obviously had issues with anxiety and depression, and all kinds of other issues with feelings of insecurities, and have found that by practicing this on the daily has reduced things tremendously. And I've suffered through bouts of chemical sensitivity now going on, I think, oh my God, 2.5, 3 years. And it was getting worse, and I didn't know what to do about it. a quick shout out to Angeli. She's a naturopath of mine. And if it wasn't for her, I would probably still be in a mess, trying to trudge through this on my own, digging and researching. But she's helped tremendously in so many ways. I just want to thank her and Carol. She's an acupuncturist who's been treating me as well, who directed me to seek out this naturopathic named Angeli. She's just a pure blessing. And like I said, without her, I don't think I could have, worked through this and integrated all the knowledge so swiftly and making things concrete to create this positive outcome for myself. So thank you for that, Angeli and Carol, and all the other support systems I have out there, the individuals who's come into my life as of recent. Without having a circle of people that want to keep you up and not bring you down, there's so many people out there that just want to take you and drag you through the mud and say nasty things about you, all for the sake of their own reflection of insecurities and ordeals. So long story short, I firmly believe that if you practice these things and read incessantly to help yourself, you're going to gain solid knowledge that's not only beneficial for yourself but others alike. And it's all about sharing this information so you can help others, and that's pretty much what this channel is about. I'm certain there's a lot of other people that are going through similar scenarios and maybe not know where to start, what to dive into. And I spent countless hours circulating through different articles and forums and YouTube videos, and it's been a nightmare but also a blessing, because without that I wouldn't be where I am today. So without further ado, to add to that, I can recommend a couple of good books. One's called The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. He's a Dutch psychiatrist, and he's basically saying that childhood traumas is where all this PTSD starts from, and how to help yourself with the practices and principles he provides in the book. And another one is Gabor Mate. I've been reading him quite steadily. I know I suffer from undiagnosed ADHD. A book that he has written is called Scattered Minds. That goes into depth about the coping mechanisms as a small child in an environment that's unstable. That can wreak a ton of havoc on your whole being. So reading into this kind of stuff has allowed me to understand why I am the way I am today, what has brought me to this point, and how I can move forward. So I thank those authors and doctors simply by reading their information. So I'll also put those book titles in the links below. So I hope today's episode helps a lot of individuals out there with content provided. If you feel that this is beneficial to you or others that pass along the information. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you, and happy Father's Day.